Welcome, it's tea time. A look at what's going on in Trojan Athletics. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor, filling in for Jonathan Sellers this weekend. In our first segment, we'll talk to Chanda Rigby about the women's basketball team and the program, and some sad news over the weekend because probably one of the most exciting things going on this semester, the big win streak for the women's basketball team, sadly came to an end. But still a lot of excitement for the women's basketball program as a result of it. But obviously seeing that come to an end, it had to be disappointing for you and for the team. So.
Yeah, it was disappointing. We broke our streak at Little Rock, at UALR. They're ranked 1 in the conference. You know, it was disappointing, but at this time and at this point, they're a better team than us. Not that we won't learn from it and be able to get them in the second round. That's what we're planning on doing. But we went out and played them, and much like every other team in the conference that's played them, we lost by over 20 points. They've beaten everybody by 20 points. They beat 2 BCS teams before conference started, LSU and Oklahoma. So they're a very good team. So yes, it's sad that we lost a streak, but we want to do whatever we have to do to win the Sun Belt Conference, and it was definitely a learning experience. We have great film and great point to what we're aspiring to be in the second round of conference to be able to beat them.
And of course, you do face them again later on this season, so a little bit better prepared, and you get to face them at home the second time around. So.
Yeah, and that worked out last year. We did the same thing. We went over there and we lost to them pretty handily at their place, but we managed to beat them when they came to Trojan Arena. So we're hoping for the same results.
And of course, you followed that up, sadly, with another loss, but it was the battle for number 2 that took place, and you fell on the losing end of that, but still, you're looking at the top 3 right now in the conference. But talk about that Arkansas State matchup and what you're expecting and the outcome of that. So.
Arkansas State game was a good game. We're very well matched with them. Again, it was a race for second place. We would have been in sole place of second place if we had won the game. We led for part of the game. We did not win at the end, and there again we have things we need to correct. We had a key injury in the UALR game. Our starting center, Breonna Lancaster, and she went out with a knee injury, and that affected things because she's such a bruiser for us on the inside, and she controls things on the inside for us, especially defensively. So I'm not sure we had quite adjusted for that in the Arkansas State game. Their post player really had her way with us inside rebounding, and she did a great job, and we have to find a way to take up the space of Breonna Lancaster in the lane. And I think once we do that, we'll have a better chance of beating Ark State next time.
And of course, you had that impressive 6-game, correct?
6-game win streak.
Going in, and so one question: what changed? Between the streak and then this last 2 losses, what do you think changed in that dynamic?
I think there are several factors. First of all, just UALR being a better team. We've played some great teams in the Sun Belt Conference. This has been great competition, and we've had to struggle to win every one of them. It's a great league. But UALR right now is a head and shoulders team above the others. They've proven that. So, that would be the first thing. I think at the end of playing 5 games in 10 days, that had some effect on us. We had people, calling for subs after the first 4 minutes. That's never happened before. We did everything we could to keep fresh legs with ice baths, protein drinks, doing everything we possibly could. But the wear and tear of 5 games in 10 days and 2 very long road trips really wore on our players. So, not to make excuses, but those things did have a factor in it. But most importantly, we just have to learn from our mistakes and grow as a team and believe that those losses, though they hurt, are going to propel us towards a championship in the end.
Always coaching opportunities,
yes.
Even in a bad situation. Now, let's all just brag a little bit about what you've done with the program here. Let's go back to a 6-game win streak and where this program has come and from where you started, because this was a women's program that struggled to get 2 wins in a season, and then you had a streak longer than some of the winning records of the past few years. How does it make you feel as a coach to see this success finally coming to fruition?
I am elated. I am so proud of the young ladies in our program. Courtney Coleman is the only player that has been here through both eras, the previous coaching staff and our staff, and she's a lone senior that's been here through that. She'd be an interesting one to have here on the show to tell you how rewarding it is to go from the mentality of always, feeling like, even if we're doing well, something bad might be about to happen. That was kind of the mentality at first, to now this team expects to win. They're shocked if we don't win. And that's really where I wanted to, a place I wanted to be when I started here. I wanted them to turn that mentality around, to just if we don't win, I mean, we're just utterly shocked instead of feeling like that's what we're supposed to do.
And a good turnaround and good excitement. And it's always good to get excitement for our programs here at Troy, and to see the crowd excitement and the fan excitement involved with that as well. So
Right. And we appreciate the crowds that have been coming out. We would like to have more crowds. This next game, this Thursday, is going to be on ESPN3. It would do a lot for Troy University and the recruitment of our athletic program for that game to be on TV, and it looked like we have people in the stands and have an atmosphere of excitement here. So we would love for everybody to come out for that game.
We'll talk about the game and the opponent. You're taking on ULM. It's probably a pretty good opponent for you to bring in for a game like this that's going to get some exposure. So
yes, ULM I think is the shockingly most dangerous team right now in the Sun Belt Conference, because they were predicted to finish last in our conference. I think either second to last or last. They have a new coach, but yet we struggled with them at their place. We won at the very end. They led us the whole game. They have very good players, very athletic, and they won their last 3 games. And they're on a streak right now, and they believe they can do it. So it's going to be a clash of 2 teams who believe.
And of course, good to be at home, playing at Trojan Arena in front of the home crowd. So there's a little bit of benefit of getting back home and being here at home and staying at home for another game.
I hope so. I believe it will be.
Well, here's hoping you can get a little bit of success and with some exposure there, playing ULM this Thursday, and good luck with the rest of the season. And maybe we'll see you move up the notch from 3 up to a little bit higher on the ranking. So
I expect so.
Good luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you.
And stay tuned after this break to find out a little about what's going on in men's basketball. We'll be right back. Welcome back to this Tea Time. For this segment, we'll be talking about some men's basketball. Joining me is assistant head coach Marcus Grant. Marcus, thanks for joining me here today.
Glad to be here. Thanks.
And the men's basketball team has had a bit of a rough patch the last couple of days. Talk about how the team is dealing with this recent struggles.
Yeah, we've had a rough run the last 10 days. We had 5 games in 10 days and went 1-4 during that stretch, but could have easily gone 3-2 and 4 or 4-1. Just made some costly errors down the stretch of ball games, and just trying to correct those mistakes in this week of practice heading up to our next game.
And of course, what are some of the things that you're looking at? Because a lot of them, especially the last game, second half woes is what came into it. What are you looking to work on to try to correct some of those issues?
Like I said, unforced turnovers, poor shot selection, just time and score. You're up 11 points and come down and take a quick shot that's not needed. So just better decision making and just being locked into the game plan for the entire 40 minutes and not for 30 minutes.
And talking about some individual performances, what are you seeing out, especially in this stretch, even though you had some losses, had some pretty good performance from a couple of individuals there. Who stood out in this period, this last couple of runs here?
Last game, Kevin Thomas played really well. He had 21 points and 12 rebounds, and that's the kind of level that we need him to play all the time for us to be a really good basketball team. He's had an up and down conference season so far, but that's the kind of level of play that we need him to have, the 21 and 12 nights. Wesley Person Jr., he's been solid all year. You know, he's been a bright spot. You know, so hopefully he can continue to do what he's doing. And all the guys, they're trying hard. You know, we just got to have a couple more guys step up and play at a consistent level.
And of course, your last game at home, so you got a chance to return home. This week, you've got another game at home.
Right.
A big game against a conference opponent.
Right.
Talk about expectations and just the fact of being back at home, and maybe that'll help things out for you guys.
Yeah, well, it's always good to play at home. I mean, it's much easier than playing on the road. You know, even though we played well on the road this year, but of course you love being at home. We have Louisiana Monroe coming in on Thursday. A really good basketball team. They're near the top of the conference and win. So it'll be a tough game for us, but it's a game that we can win. We played up there a couple weeks ago, and they beat us by 5. You know, so it's a team that we know that we can play with, and being at home should serve us well.
You talk about it, losing by 5, and you're looking at a lot of. You go take a look at y'all's schedule and the records and those losses, and you're looking at games with 5 points or less decided, so close towards the end. That's got to be a little frustrating to know that you've got that chance.
It is. It's very frustrating, you know. But at the same time, you know, that's basketball, and you have to. Once you have those instances, you have to sit down with the team, show them what they did wrong, show them how to correct those errors, and hopefully during the next games you can correct those and not have those mistakes happen again.
And of course, on the coaching side, the fact that it was so close gives the guys a little bit of hope that, you know, next time we face these guys, maybe a little better opportunity for us.
Very encouraging for the coaching staff and for the players as well, because like I said, they know that they've had opportunities to win ball games that we haven't won, so they're not discouraged at all, and they've come in to practice every day with the right mindset and the right work ethic that they have to have in order for us to be successful. So hopefully, and it'll swing the other way for us. We have 11 conference games left, and that's a lot of basketball.
And of course, getting excited for a game, an added element to this week's game, going to be on ESPN3, so a little bit of national exposure.
Right.
That's got to get you and the guys excited about this.
That's a great opportunity. Anytime you tell the guys they're going to be on national TV, they get pumped up, and that's a treat for them. So hopefully that exposure brings them the right energy that we have to be successful on Thursday.
And of course, that exposure and be able to show the world and the nation how the Trojan basketball team can win a couple of games.
That's right. And last year we played on ESPN against Georgia State, and that was a great win for us. It was a great recruiting tool. So we'll have recruits tune into that game and show them that we play on national TV. So hopefully we can put forth a good showing.
Hopefully that ESPN luck will continue on to this game on Thursday.
Right.
Well, good luck with the game, and thanks for joining us.
All right, thank you.
And stay tuned for a little bit what's going on in It's Tea Time. Welcome back to It's Tea Time. Joining me for this segment is Director of Track and Field here at Troy University, Mark Davis. Mark, thanks for joining me.
No problem.
And we're talking a little bit about what went on with track and field this weekend. The second trip to Birmingham, which is going to play an important part to the indoor season a little bit later. But let's just talk about, first off, how did you guys do over the weekend?
We did pretty well. We had a few PRs this weekend. 3K, we had a PR. We had a PR in the long jump, triple jump with Alexis Cobbs, collegiate bests. So I mean, it's good for their confidence. We're rolling in the right direction, getting to where we want to be. So.
And of course, you talk about those personal records there, and how important are those personal records to confidence? You even said confidence there, but to confidence of the individuals, but to the rest of the team to see their teammates succeeding like this.
Well, right now it's huge because everything is new to them. They're seeing that the training that we're doing is working for them. It's different than what they're used to, but it actually works. There's a million different ways to do this, and so far so good when it comes down to the training, and it helps our confidence as we get closer and closer to the championship season.
And of course, we went to Birmingham, the same location that you're going to be. You started the season off. Second time, and you're going to finish the season, indoor season. The conference championships are going to be located there. So how crucial is it to get as much experience at that facility at this point?
It's always good to be able to get experience on an indoor track. Some of the kids that are on the team have never run indoors before. Some of them have never been on a bank track before. So the more times they get practice on it, the better. It's a lot of distraction indoors. So if you've never done the sport inside, it's always good to be able to get some of those jitters out and just be able to see what it's all about. For them, it's just experience.
And of course, you need to talk about the differences. What are some of the specifics that you would say right off the top of the head that the main difference between indoor and outdoor track?
The track just being bigger.
Really?
It makes a big difference. The turns are a lot tighter, straightaways are a lot shorter. So I mean, it's a big transition for some kids.
And of course, and how does that translate into preparing for the outdoor season? Obviously, you say there's differences, but there's got to be a good way to tune up for that outdoor season coming up a little bit.
Well, I mean, I think it's just the volume that we've done into from the first semester into the second semester. It just keeps building into the outdoor season. And for us on the women's side, we're trying to win a championship, and that's the reason why we all came down here, was to try to get these kids prepared for that. In the future, there is an indoor championship and there is an outdoor championship for the women. On the men's side, it's a little bit different. We kind of train right through indoors since there's no championship for the men, but it really helps with their confidence too, being able to build through this and feel like they're getting stronger and ready to go for the outdoor season. Now,
of course, this weekend is your first weekend off since you started the indoor season. How important is it to have some time off?
It's really important. They'll be able to recharge and get themselves back into the competitive mindset. It gives them a chance to get away from us as coaches. I mean, we all need a break from one another every so often, so we're giving them the opportunity to do that. We're not having any practice or anything organized on Saturday, and it's good for any injuries, nagging injuries that might be there. We can let them rest and not put them in a competitive environment. It allows for healing to take place as well.
Let's talk about the next time they'll be in a competitive environment. tournament. The following week, you're heading to Murfreesboro, correct?
Middle Tennessee State.
All right, let's talk about that and going up there, because it's a little bit different than what y'all have experienced in the past couple of meets, right?
Yeah, the meets we've been going to have been invitationals, technically not scored meets. This one, this is a scored meet, so we're going up there to try to beat teams. And I picked this meet because I wanted them to be able to get themselves into a scored environment, to get ready for Sun Belt. Be able to put some pressure on kids and tell them we need you to score some points so we can beat some teams. And I think that this has given us the opportunity to do that, and it puts us, it's a smaller meet than what Sun Belt will be, but it's a great opportunity to do that.
Just hoping that you can get all that preparation in and get ready for the tournament, but enjoy your weekend off.
Exactly, I shall.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us for this week for It's Tea Time. Join us again next week.